Man, this game is really fun. What do you mean I still need to upload Sonic Superstars? Ever since Sonic Forces, we've always had a mainline 3D Sonic game that had QuickTime events put somewhere in the game, with less and less being included as we get further. I'll be honest, I don't mind QuickTime events in Sonic games. Oddly enough, when I saw them back when Forces was being showcased, it reminded me of Ben 10 Protector of Earth, since that game has QuickTime events, and I think it was mostly just nostalgia putting those two together. As cool as they are in concept during stages like in Forces, the levels aren't long enough with actual player input to justify having them. At least in Shadow Generations, the only one in an actual stage is Space Colony Architect 1, the rest are during bosses. But I'm not here to discuss on if QuickTime events are good or bad. Ever since Sonic Frontiers release, I always had the thought of comparing the QuickTime events here to Sonic Forces, since most people remember them as doing nothing for failing them. Now Shadow Generations release, let's go over all three games and the QuickTime events to discuss what happens if you fail each one as well as succeed. Starting off with Spaceport, we have our first QuickTime event. Timing isn't important for these unless you want to get the bonus for lining up the circles. Succeeding with this one puts you right at the red ring, but failing it puts you down below with no red ring. In Egg Gate, Sonic jumps onto a spaceship and must jump onto the other ones while he's being shot at. Failing this actually shows Sonic Forces does indeed punish you for failing by killing Sonic. It even happens again on the other ship you jump onto. Arsenal Pyramid is up next, and it's time for the only QTE I think anyone remembers from this game. The double boost. Failing this one makes Sonic and the Avatar stumble for a bit and then start going at full speed without the vocals playing. I've said it before and I'll say it again, if you can't mash enough for this easy of a QuickTime event, you don't deserve the vocals of Fist Bump. In Luminous Forest, Sonic encounters a giant snake for some reason, and failing the QuickTime event means Sonic gets fucking eaten, resulting in another death. Succeeding in this QuickTime event has Sonic get eaten regardless, but doing nothing puts you on a bottom path, and succeeding puts you on the path above, which is faster. Though for some reason there's dialogue to progress the story on the bottom path, which makes me wonder why it doesn't just play regardless after this segment since we're at the goal anyway. Red Gate Bridge, and hey look, it's a Death Egg robot. Not sure if this counts as a QuickTime event, but standing and doing nothing results in both Sonic and the Avatar about to meet their demise as the game has to try again as the fist comes towards you. After swinging around up to the eye of the Death Egg robot, failing the QuickTime event has the laser blasted at you both, and it's funny seeing them just get moved away during it. Oh hey, another double boost. In Guardian Rock, failing this QuickTime event makes the Avatar get pushed by the legs of this giant enemy crab and results in another death. Null Space is just another double boost, so let's just already move on. Another double boost? Just kill Infinite already! For fuck's sake, another double boost instead of a QuickTime event that could have had some new animation. For the final boss, failing the triple boost QuickTime event here actually pushes you back a bit. I did it over and over to see if anything would happen, but nope. The boss doesn't attack and it just waits for you to deal the finishing blow. I kinda wish the game killed you, but I didn't feel like replaying the whole boss fight. Replaying Sonic Forces made me realize how washed I am at this game. I'm too used to Frontiers and Shadow Generations by now. In Sonic Frontiers, QuickTime events are saved for the time battles. This makes sense, as these fights are all about spectacle, since Super Sonic can't take damage unless they're in Extreme Mode. Speaking of, Extreme Mode has no changes to the QuickTime events for some reason, so let's just go on and get into it. Giganto has two QuickTime events. The first is just shooting a laser at you, and failing it just pushes you back. The second QuickTime event has Giganto trying to eat Super Sonic. Failing this one kills Sonic. Before we move on, did you know that you can spin the left stick during the mashing QuickTime events to make them go faster? Here's a comparison of me just mashing the button, spinning the control stick, and then doing both. I feel like this is a good addition and it should be included in future titles if they keep mashing QuickTime events. Wyvern's first QuickTime event shoots missiles at you. Failing to do so will cover them all on Sonic and fucking kill them. The next one has Wyvern going really fast towards Supersonic. Failing this one has Sonic not be able to catch Wyvern and put you back into the normal chase sequence. Succeeding in that QuickTime event has Supersonic try to hold Wyvern back. Failing so has him let go, and it's the same result as the previous QuickTime event. After getting through those two, Wyvern shoots more missiles at Supersonic. Unlike the first Wyvern QuickTime event, despite these missiles exploding on you very similarly, it does not result in a death and just puts you back into the chase sequence. Thankfully, it just puts you right back at that QuickTime event instead of needing to redo the previous two. Supersonic tries to open Wyvern's mouth for snackies, and failing to do so results in the missiles firing at Wyvern and Sonic being knocked off back into the chase sequence. Next up is Night. Failing the first Shield QuickTime event just knocks Sonic back with no real consequence. Also, while recording for this video, I ran into this really strange glitch. I think it might have done cross slash a little too much or something happened and Supersonic got stuck in the center of the arena. At first I thought it was just a funny thing for the cutscene, like with Master King Coco showing up in the cutscenes in his last position before the phase change. But no, I'm actually stuck here. My rings don't drain and I can't move and I have no idea how this happens. Frontiers isn't a buggy mess, but when it does break it sure is something that makes you go, what the fuck just happened? Knight's second quick time event has him holding his sword up in the air. Failing this has Sonic attempt to grab it as if you did succeed, but the sword crushes him, resulting in the death. The final Knight quick time event has Sonic struggling to hold back the sword. Failing this one leads to the same result of him being crushed like a fucking bug. Supreme only has one quick time event. Failing it just knocks Sonic back and puts you back in the fight before the quick time event happens. The end only has one quick time event in the original ending, which is also the only thing you'll see if you beat the game on normal or easy mode. And I'm still disappointed about that even 2 years later. Anyway, failing this one just has Sonic faceplant into the moon. Waiting long enough in the first phase of the End's battle in Final Horizon has the End swing at you, and failing to parry will put you in a quick time event of the End about to crush Sonic. Failing this quick time event has Sonic get slammed into the ground, but this doesn't result in a death. I presume this is because Super Sonic is powered up by Cyber Energy, so he can take a bit more than that, so who knows. Next quick time event is after you've depleted the End's health. Super Sonic will kick the End up into the air. Failing this quick time event puts you back into the previous one with the same result, but the animation is slightly different. If you succeeded in the part of being in the End's hand, you could actually see Super Sonic isn't there for some reason like before. Succeeding in the first part of the quick time event, Sonic unleashes a flurry of punches and kicks, just needing one final blow to finish it off. Failing this again does the same thing as before. Also, I don't know if I just have bad timing or if this is intentional, but every time I failed both quick time events and got Sonic slammed into the ground, the End would shoot the energy cord and go back to the health regeneration phase. Again, I don't know if it was intentional or not, but it was a little annoying having to get rid of the cord and having the End do the back arms thing and having me to parry it quickly just so I could move on with getting my footage. You know what? Fuck you, stupid purple moon. Now on to Shadow Generations, and I've got some very disappointing news. Let's just start with Space Colony Arc Act 1. First off, while not a quick time event, not using a Chaos Control just kills you as expected. Failing the first match in quick time event, Shadow dodges the missile and gets sent back to the checkpoint. But that doesn't count as a death. Failing the second match in quick time event results in the same outcome. Failing to press the button prompt to kick the missile, Shadow does a weak ass kick, and then is sent back to the checkpoint without dying. Now we get on to the most disappointing part of this video. The quick time event at the end of Biolizard? Doing nothing results in the same outcome as pressing the button prompt. Metal Overlord? Also succeeds if you don't press the button. Mephiles is no different, same thing as the previous two bosses. Neo Devil Doom even gives you a different prompt to use Chaos Control, but the game proceeds as normal even if you don't press it. Hell, I think it looks intended this way. Even the final quick time event, which is a mashing one, in the final boss of the game, still goes through without player input. Fuck saying Sonic Force's quick time events do nothing. Those at least fucking kill Sonic in the Avatar. The only quick time event that punishes you in Shadow Generations is in Space Colony Arc Act 1. And it doesn't even kill you during the actual quick time event. It just sends you back. I don't see the point in having the quick time event if there's no different outcome for failing it. Okay, time for some closing thoughts. Forces and Shadow Generations both suffer from the same problem that their quick time events don't require any timing, you can just mash through them to get them done faster. Meanwhile, Sonic Frontiers has QTE segments where you do need to time it, meaning you have to actually pay attention when you need to press the button prompt. I feel like Frontiers has the better quick time events in a gameplay sense, but Shadow Generations has the better animations for them. Probably says something knowing that now Sonic Team has a bigger budget thanks to 2 movies and Sonic Frontiers doing really well. I hope if quick time events come back in future titles, they do them like Sonic Frontiers with actually needing to time the button press. And keep the spinning the left stick as an option for the Master Quick Time events. That's really good to have. I don't know how to end this video off, so just have Black Doom explode.